Spirit in our hearts, and the gift of Father Gordon Kusi, who will be named pastor of this parish in this evening's celebration. We praise God for his presence, his love, and his mercy. To prepare our hearts to pray together, let us pause for a moment and call to mind our sin. one God, forever and ever.
Amen.
A reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah. The prophet. When one finds a worthy wife, her value is far beyond pearls. Her husband, entrusting his heart to her, has an unfailing prize. She brings him good and not evil all the days of her life. She obtains wool and flax and works with loving hands. She puts her hands to the distaff and her fingers ply the spindle. She reaches out her hands to the poor and extends her arms to the needy. Charm is deceptive and beauty fleeting. The woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Give her a reward for her labors, and let her works praise her at the city gates. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
A reading from the first letter of St. Paul to the Thessalonians. Concerning times and seasons, brothers and sisters, you have no need for anything to be written to you. For you yourselves know very well that the day of the Lord will come like a thief at night. When people are saying peace and security, then sudden disaster comes upon them, like labor pains upon a pregnant woman, and they will not escape. But you, brothers and sisters, are not in darkness, for that day to overtake you like a thief. For all of you are children of the light, and children of the day. We are not of the night, or of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as the rest do, but let us stay alert and sober. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Jesus told his disciples this parable. A man going on a journey called in his servants and entrusted his possessions to them. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to a third 1 to each according to his ability. Then he went away. Immediately the one who received the 5 talents went and traded with them and made another 5. Likewise, the one who received 2 made another 2. But the man who received 1 went off and dug a hole in the ground and buried his master's money. After a long while, the master of those servants came back and settled accounts with them. The one who had received 5 talents came forward, bringing the additional 5. He said, "Master, you gave me 5 talents. See, I have made 5 more." The master said to him, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Since you are faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. Come, share your master's joy." Then the one who had received 2 talents also came forward and said, "Master, you gave me 2 talents. See, I have made 2 more." His master said to him, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Since you are faithful in small matters, I will give you great responsibilities. Come, share your master's joy." Then the one who had received 1 talent came forward and said, "Master, I know you are a demanding person, harvesting where you did not plant, gathering where you did not scatter. So out of fear, I went off and buried your talent in the ground. Here it is back." His master said to him in reply, "You wicked, lazy servant. So you know that I have harvested where I did not plant and gathered where I did not scatter. Should you not have put my money in the bank so that I could get it back with interest on my return? Now then, take the talent from him and give it to the one with 10. For everyone who has, more will be given, and he will grow rich. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away. Throw away this useless servant into the darkness outside, where there be wailing and grinding of teeth." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
My dear friends in Christ, because Bishop DiMarzio is aware of your pastoral needs and is confident of Father Gordon Kusi's qualifications for the office of pastor, I now commend to you Father Gordon Kusi as your new pastor.
trustees come forward also.
Praise be Jesus Christ, now and forever.
Amen.
Congratulations, Father Gordon Kusi. We have a tradition in the Diocese of Brooklyn and Queens. We pray, the priests of the diocese pray for a priest each day. Each month we're sent a card, a holy card, and on that card are the names of a different priest for each day of the month. Providentially, today is the day that the priests of the Diocese of Brooklyn and Queens are praying for Father Gordon Kusi. We rejoice with you, and we rejoice with the people of Christ the King Parish. Happy feast day 1 week early.
Thank you. Thank you.
They tell the story of a young married couple, no children, very successful people, both of them working good jobs, and they said to themselves, okay, we're well employed, our needs are taken care of, let us see how we can volunteer our extra time to help people. And so they kind of made a plan that they knew that they were working, busy, from 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. They figured they had time in the evening, they had time on Saturday, and suddenly they worked out a plan whereby they were going to volunteer in different, to help different people who were less fortunate than they were. Scenario A. Scenario B. Young married couple, both of them employed. They give birth to their first child. Suddenly, their life is completely changed. Suddenly, it's not a question of giving these 3 hours at the end of their day to help someone who is in need. Suddenly, their whole life is centered around their baby. And the hours of their day, whether it be in the middle of the night, or whether they be called during the day at work, their whole focus, their whole life is on the education, formation, and love of their child. Such, scenario B, such is an image of the Blessed Trinity. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, giving, loving, creating, growing, reaching out, and extending God's love to each one of us. When Jesus speaks in today's gospel about the gifts that God gives us, obviously they come with a responsibility. The first two individuals who are given a substantial amount of money use it well, take some risks, but eventually are able to increase and augment what they've been given and return it to their master. The third individual comes under some harsh criticism. You worthless, lazy servant. Go out into the darkness. That servant buried the talents that he had been given. And of course, it's a story about the fact that each one of us has been entrusted with gifts. Each one of us has different gifts, but gifts that are meant for others, gifts that are not to be hoarded, not to be buried in the ground, not to be forgotten about, but to be used and to grow through God's grace. There is an interesting principle of Christian life, and that is this, that we have to learn how to give if we want to have God in our hearts. That the life of the Trinity is a model for our life. Letting go, reaching out, loving, and bringing the love of God to others. The talents that God gives us of life, of breath, of being, of service to one another are meant to become gifts. If we cling to them, we lose them. If we give them away, they increase. For Christians and Catholics, emptying is more Christ-like than filling up. And the same is true of the gift of faith. When we think about evangelization, we think about faith that is meant to increase, and that does increase in the measure in which we share it. In the very act of sharing our faith becomes stronger. So we are not invited to privatize our faith, to keep it buried in our heart or in the privacy of our homes or rooms, but rather we are called to share it and to proclaim it and to thereby bring the light and strength of God's love to all whom we meet. I pray that Father Gordon Kusi may continue to be able to share his faith with you and so many people beyond the walls of this church. And I know that you, in your spirit of faith, in the enthusiasm and spirit that you bring to your life of worship, will nourish the heart of Father Gordon and enable him to be strengthened and to continue to grow as an instrument of God's grace. May the light of God's Spirit fill the hearts of each one of us, and may we continue to live as witnesses of the presence and mercy and love of God in our midst. Amen.
Amen.
Father Gordon Kusi, my brother, Father Mark Cregan, Deacon Lamont Blake, Robin Johnson, and Adrian Omed will assist you in the pastoral care of the people of this parish. Share this ministry in a spirit of mutual trust, common prayer, and genuine concern. pastoral council of Christ the King Parish. It is the voice of your people and will assist and counsel you as you minister to the people of this parish. Always be attentive to the needs that they express.
My friends, I pledge to seek your counsel, guidance, and advice in the spiritual and temporal care of my pastorate.
I'd ask Brunella Weekhouse and Kendra Faustine to please stand. Father Gordon, Brunella, and Kendrick are the civil trustees of this parish. As the lay officers of the parish corporation, they will share with you the responsibility for the parish's corporate and legal affairs. My brother, Father Gordon, remember to always be a loving father, a gentle shepherd, a wise teacher of your people, so that you may lead them to Christ, who will strengthen all that you do. And now, as a teacher of the Catholic faith which we share, I ask you to lead your people in the profession of their faith.
Please stand. I believe in God,
the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, all things visible and invisible. I believe in one Lord Jesus Christ, the only begotten Son of the Father, born of the Father before all ages, God from God, light from light, true God from true God, begotten not made, consubstantial with the Father. Through him all things were made. For us men and for our salvation, he came down from heaven